I'm Belle, welcome back to my channel. Today is Wednesday, 27th of February, and yesterday, Tuesday, I went and weighed in at group. So I will let you know how I got on the scales in a second, but firstly, I will let you know about my week. So if you remember, when I weighed in last Tuesday, I had a week involving too much cake, basically. I'd been spending too much time in the cafes in the little village where I work, and yeah, had decided I needed to rein that in. But I also let you know that this week that I've just had, I was due to be out from every day from Thursday through to Wednesday, out for meals. And so I recorded my video, and then I was like, is that actually what I want to do? Like, do I actually want to go out for a meal every single day? So as the week actually panned out, there were a few changes to that. Like there were a couple of meals where the dates just changed. And then there were other meals where I thought, do you know what, I'll meet a friend, but we won't go for food. So we just met up for a chat. We didn't go for a meal, which was good. And also at the weekend, I was due to be out for the day and was due to eat out whilst I was out. But instead what I decided to do was have breakfast before I went. I managed not to be tempted by the cakes and biscuits and like patisserie and everything in the coffee shop or the cafe at lunchtime. I took a flump in my handbag and just had that when I was peckish in the morning. And that's just 2 cents. And then I had a Diet Coke and a little bag of grapes and apple. And then I came home and ate when I got back. So I made a good choice that day. But I also had a couple of days where I was due to be out for breakfast. Breakfast is my favourite meal, and I made a conscious decision to be off plan for those. I love bread and all bread related products. It's my thing. And well, I have lots of things, but that is one of them. And as a result, I don't have fresh bread in the house or bread related products because it's too much temptation for me. I have like a sliced, you know, little wholemeal loaf in the freezer, but that doesn't really tempt me, to be honest. But yeah, I couldn't have fresh bread in the house, but when I'm going out for breakfast, I will have like toast and butter and jam that I would never normally have. I thoroughly enjoyed my 2 breakfasts out. Absolutely loved them. Obviously went over sins for those 2 days, but I made a conscious decision to do that. And I think where I had in previous weeks been, if I'm honest, I'd started to get a little bit annoyed by the plan because I felt like it was starting to sort of dominate my whole life, and that it was sort of starting to take over a little bit. And for me, I think you've got to find a balance where you're doing whatever plan you're doing and you're enjoying it and you know what your goal is and what your focus is, but equally that it's not completely dominating your life so that it feels like a chore. And I was starting to have kind of weekends where it felt like it was all about Slimming World, and like obviously it's good to be focused and everything, but I was just becoming a little bit, I don't want to say obsessed, but it was becoming a bit of a chore and a bit stressful. So what I've decided to do kind of this week is make decisions where, like, as I say, with breakfast, if I wanted to go out for breakfast, that's great. But also know that if I do something like that, then it may obviously eventually affect my result on the scales. But just to kind of ease the pressure off a little bit and to be aware that, yes, my journey might be quite slow, but I don't want to completely give up my life. Now, that's not to say I'm out eating like fast food every night, or like, you know, coming home and like eating a cream egg, you know, before I have my dinner every night, or like, you know, having bars of dairy milk for breakfast. Absolutely not. But it just means if there is a meal out that I really want to do, or like today is my sister's birthday. Well, she's a leap year baby, so she doesn't really get a birthday this year. But tonight we're celebrating my sister's birthday. And there'll be cake, and I'm going to have a slice of cake and probably a few treats as well, and I'm going to enjoy that, and I'm not going to feel guilt and stress for that. And for me, I think I've accepted that my journey is a bit slower, but you know, that's a choice that I make. And then other times where because this week has been, I can't tell you how much I've got on my plate at the moment, so like this week has been a bit all over the place, and you know, I just haven't been able to necessarily also give it the focus. I've also done something to my back this week, don't know what, and that's kind of meant that I haven't wanted to sort of necessarily stand and kind of chop stuff and all that malarkey. So yeah, so I've had bits of the week that have been completely on plan and really brilliant. I've enjoyed really lovely food. I'll show you a couple of things that I've enjoyed this week. So I showed in one of my what I eat in a day videos this, which is the Asda Mexican style chicken. This is one sim for the can. It's like bits of chicken in like a spicy Mexican tomato sauce. Really nice. Easily serves too if you put it with rice or wedges or whatever. And I had this with some of the Asda grated fiery cheese. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got it says a mix of grated medium cheddar cheese with chili and grated mozzarella. And you can have a portion of this as your healthy extra A. So I basically had the Mexican chicken with the cheese melted over the top with some jalapenos, some Old El Paso refried beans that I love, that are free on the plan, and then a salad, and I think I had wedges or rice or something with it. That was absolutely delish. I've also really enjoyed this week the Asda extra special light and lean pork sausages, which are half a cent each. Absolutely love them. I've had these, well, I had a lot of them and I showed them in my what I eat in a day video, but I had these in a promise roll with onions and mushrooms that I did in the act fry, and mustard and ketchup, and it was like a really nice hot dog. It was lovely. Yeah, so really been enjoying those sausages as well. I've been enjoying this sparkling mango and passion fruit, no added sugar, sparkling water. Really like that. And I also bought some, because the weather's been nice, hasn't it? Really nice. I bought some of these, which are like the Sainsbury's version of the mini milk, and I think these are 1.5 cents each. But obviously check the app for everything that I've mentioned. So anywho, I went to group yesterday, and I didn't really know what the scales were going to say, because as I say, my week's been like highs and lows, and you know, I've done my best where I could, but I'm not saying I was 100% on plan. That is not the case. So yeah, I didn't know what the scales would say, but I weighed in yesterday and I lost £0.5 pound. So my weight loss today is 2 stone 4.5, and I weighed in at 12 stone 2. Does that say? Yeah. So I weighed in yesterday at 12 stone 2. So yeah, £0.5 pound off. I'm fine with that. I am glad that it was a loss, and yeah, I think, to be honest, having made a couple of slightly better decisions, like not eating out every day, probably meant that I had a loss rather than a gain. So I'm pleased that I made good decisions, but equally I accept that it wasn't like a massive loss, because I went out and ate toast and butter and jam, and that was my choice. So yeah, so that has been my week. Moving forward with the week ahead, I am going away for a long weekend. Really lucky we've got a little house at the seaside, not me, my family. So we're going down there as a family for the weekend, and it normally involves like lovely things like fish and chips and cream teas and all that stuff. Now, I'm not sure, initially yesterday I was like, well, I'll just take the whole week off and I'll start my like March plan again on Monday the 4th of March, but last night I had a couple of treats after weighing, and I woke up this morning feeling so horrendous, having eaten, I didn't drink anything, but having eaten like a couple of biscuits and chocolate and stuff last night, I woke up feeling so horrendous and awful this morning. Felt like I had a hangover, and it was just from eating like naughty food, that I thought, absolutely not, why am I doing this? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be on plan as much as I can around things like my sister's birthday tonight, and the few kind of bits and pieces of treats that we'll do when we're away at the weekend. But other than that, I'm going to stick to plan. So today I have recorded a bit of a what I eat in a day video, and then so showed you what I've had when I've sort of been on plan. And I think that's probably the best thing to do, is just for me to kind of stay on plan when I can, and try and stick to it as much as I can, rather than writing off the whole week, because I still want to be getting the goodness into my body of eating the fruit, the vegetables, the speed food, the you know, the all bran, the food that is actually good for me. I've got to remember, like, I do this plan and not just because I want to lose weight. Obviously losing weight is great, and that's of course the ideal, but equally I do it because I believe in what I'm eating. Like, I enjoy eating fruit and veg and lean meat and fish, and as I say, like all bran and porridge and things like that. So for me, it's also about putting the right stuff into my body and making sure that I'm getting the right nutrients and all that kind of stuff. And when I eat rubbish, I feel rubbish. So, and it also makes me quite stressed out. When I eat loads of sugar, I get all kind of angsty, and I'm quite an angsty person anyway, so I definitely don't need any help with that. So I think what I'm going to do moving forward, as I say, is just try and be as on plan and good as I can be where I can, and then there will be a few treats. As I say, I probably will have a cream tea at some point over the weekend. I'll probably have a slice of birthday cake tonight, but I just want to be good around that rather than writing off the whole week, because as much as anything, what I don't want to do is next Tuesday when I weigh in, because my weight loss is quite slow, I don't want to put on like 3 pounds or something next Tuesday and then have to spend the whole of March then getting that weight off. So I think now I kind of look at it a bit more like, yes, I accept that my journey is slow, but equally I don't want to have big gains from indulging for a couple of days, if that makes sense. So yeah, I hope that I can have another loss on Tuesday if I'm good around those kind of treats. So that's been my week, rambling on as always. So yeah, just being totally honest with you, that is how my week has been. I've done my best where I could, but I have had a few treats, and this is my life. You know, this is you know, the reality of my life. And as I've said before, you know, I expect to be on this plan long term, probably forever. And you know, if I want to go out and have a slice of toast and jam, that is what I'm going to do. So I hope you've all had a good week. If you haven't weighed yet, good luck. Let me know, comment below how you're getting on. As always, I'd love to know how you're doing. But anyway, I'm sorry this video has been a little bit garbled, because I'm racing through, because I'm conscious my sister may have messaged me while I've been doing this to tell me to come and pick her up. But yeah, I hope everybody has a really, really fantastic week ahead, and I will see you next time in my next video. Take care, bye!